So we want to let you know that we're getting this word as we just came on the air. And as you know, the judge forbid cameras in the courtroom down there. And it's looking like possibly guilty on tampering with physical evidence. So our reporters are in the courtroom, but they're having to come out of the courtroom and feed this information. And I'm getting it through text message from our photographers on the air there. Shay McAllister just now texting me, guilty on both conspiracy and tampering. And they're doing the sentencing right now, Connie. They are hearing the testimony. This is moving fast. Shay is right there in the courtroom outside being able to get it. She's not going to be out of there for a minute. But again, let's once again go over this because it's just coming in. Guilty on both conspiracy to commit murder and tampering. As you pointed out, the tampering charge there was easy for the jury.
Right, because the defense admitted that Steve Lawson, tampered with the evidence in the case. And so not a big surprise, but some thought maybe after he took the stand today that maybe the jurors would believe that he was not guilty of conspiracy. Maybe he could prove his case, but apparently that didn't happen. That
didn't happen. Nick Mudd, come on in here. He just walked in. He's walking in the door as we speak. Our legal analyst who called it. I've got your microphone. You're sitting right over here, Nick. And he called it. He said that Steve Lawson would testify, and that's the first thing that happened. So we want to get your, if you want to boost your seat up there, this is just happening live television here as we're getting the verdict in, coming in from the courtroom down in Bowling Green. So, Nick, I'll give you that microphone. Give us your reaction here to the guilty charge on both conspiracy and tampering. They're doing the sentencing right now.
Obviously they thought that he was involved. Taking the stand was obviously a risk, but I think it was kind of a Hail Mary at that point. I talked to multiple lawyers last night who thought I was crazy at first too when I said, hey, I would put him on the stand. But then they said, look, at this point, everything points to a conviction on both charges. If you're starting at 0, what do you have to lose?
Right. Let me ask you this. So today on the stand, Steve Lawson said that he didn't know who killed Crystal Rogers or if she was even dead. And that's, when I heard that, I thought, I don't know. If I'm a member of the jury, to me, that seems like you might be lying if you said that, because I think pretty much everybody knows that Crystal Rogers has passed.
Right. I think that quote for him was just bad. I mean, bad all around. I had the same reaction. I heard that.
Well, then was it a mistake to put Lawson up there? I mean, you said it was a roll of the dice, and because he might have a personality that connects with the jury. We don't really know. We've never heard him speak.
But I think at that point, because the proof was so overwhelming, he was likely to get convicted. You got to do something as a lawyer. I mean, it's your Hail Mary pass to say, look, I got one shot. Maybe they believe you. Maybe they think that you were used by Brooks Howe. But that quote was very bad for him. I heard he did pretty well on the stand, but that quote in particular was it's kind of those, once it's said, you can't pull it back, and his lawyers are probably sitting there going,
I want to bring in an exclusive interview that Shay got. One of the alternate jurors, remember there were 15 jurors, 10 women, and excuse me, the breakup was, what was the exact breakup? Do you all remember?
Was it 10 women and 5 men?
Yes, 10 women and 5 men. One man was excused early today. We want to play the exchange as Shay was able to catch up with him as he left the courtroom. Here it is.
Can you just give me your read on the case? When you were going to be walking in, what were you going to say in deliberations?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Didn't even get to think about it?
No, not really.
Did you believe Mr. Lawson's story?
That wasn't really a question of the case.
Do you think he had anything to do with the planning of the murder of Crystal Rogers?
I don't know.
What about the car? Do you think he moved the car?
Yeah. Well, he helped.
He helped move the car?
Yeah.
But you're not sure if he was part of a larger conspiracy?
No, I'm not sure. I think only the jury can
make that call. What about this case? Had you heard about it before?
No.
You had not heard a single thing?
No, my wife had, but, I had never, I knew her name, I've seen the billboard, but I didn't know about the case. I didn't know it was here.
You never heard anything? So you were truly hearing evidence for the very first time?
Yeah. I'm not big into, the crime. true crime stuff. So
And it sounds like you followed instructions because you really hadn't made up your mind.
no, I hadn't. You know, I thought I had. You know, I would think that I had, and then yeah, I don't know.
Was there anything, any moment that might have changed your mind when you thought you knew something? You said you thought you might have made up your mind, but then something stood out and changed your mind.
Well, I mean, we went through the whole trial without knowing the instructions. You know, once we were read the instructions, you know, the way that the law reads kind of changes like what we're trying to decide. So, no, I didn't have a clear opinion one way or the other.
Are you interested to see what the jury decides?
Yeah, I'd be curious to see.
And will you be paying attention when Brooks Hout goes to trial next month?
Probably not.
This will be the end of your interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what an interview. That was done at about 1:30, between 1:30 and 2 this afternoon as they were getting ready to go into the lunch. Your impression on what he had to say there?
You know, you never know, because I have literally had an alternate come out and say, not guilty before, and then the jury convicts my client.
Right,
so,
right.
you know, you never know what goes in that jury room. And you never know if 11 people went in there not guilty and you get one strong person and they convince everybody else. It happens.
Well, and when you listen to this man that she talked to, the juror who was dismissed, it certainly sounded like he wasn't so sure about the conspiracy charge.
Right.
So it's kind of surprising that they you know, if he was thinking the way they were, I guess he wasn't, because you certainly would think, well, maybe they're not going to convict on the conspiracy charge the way he was talking.